Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we'll be doing this sweet berry baby setup. I feel like it's been a while since I talked to you guys. So I made a long garland for both sides. This was nine clusters. I want to say 9 clusters. 8 of the clusters were clusters of 8 balloons, and then that very top one, you see that dark blue, that was a cluster of 6 balloons only. And the colors will be listed in the description box, and they were all double stuffed. As you see, one of them pop. 2 of the colors were Kalisan balloons, and if you put them in like extreme heat, sometimes they start to stick together, which can be annoying. And once they start sticking together, then, it can pop the balloon. So, yeah, I was dealing with that with this setup. And here is the other side I did. The bottom 2 clusters are, again, clusters of 8 balloons. And then the top one is a cluster of 6 balloons. I don't like my top clusters to be that thick. That's why I don't do them in clusters of 8 balloons. And let me just apologize. Now, I guess the venue was not that big. It was actually a restaurant that had like the side areas, but the venue was not that big, and it was hard to get a good angle without people walking in the video, as you just seen. So I apologize, and I tried my best to still just record for you guys, because some information is better than none. But right now I'm just filling out the bottom and trying to fan it out a little bit more. So I was using clusters of 6 balloons and then quads of just 4 balloons. So I was going back and forth between those 2 just to thicken out the sides. And for the side of it, it's kind of hard for you guys to see me, but I'm pretty much just adding some quads on the side. The trick is you don't sit the quad directly on the side. Once you attach it to the frame, you kind of push it to the back a little bit, so you only see a little bit of it peeking through and not the full quad. Again, I apologize because it's kind of hard to even see that. But right now I'm just still adding on clusters at the bottom. And right here you see me adding on that quad on the side. And I wish I had a better angle, but you'll see me add another quad. It's kind of hard. Don't kill me, you guys. I didn't know how horrible this was until I'm like really watching it back. It was so hard to get an angle because people were still setting up, and it was just but yeah, I'm going in and I'm just pushing the quads back. As you've seen just now, I started to push them back because I didn't want the quads to be directly on the side of it. I just want them to kind of peek through to give the garland some thickness. And now I'm just attaching again my clusters of 6 balloons. That's a quad of 4 balloons that I'm attaching there. And then I'm attaching it directly to the frame now. And then I'm adding in a quad of 4 balloons right here on the floor and attaching that to the frame. And this is how that looks. And I'm just twisting some balloons around. You've seen that light purple, that dusty rose color at the top. One of the balloons pop. And for me, when a balloon pop, well, the outside balloon pop, I just try to push it to the back. I don't really take it out. I just try to hide it because it's too much sometimes trying to push it to the back. And there you're seeing I just pushed that other quad to the back, and you can see it made a big difference in the look of the garland. So now I'm about to hang the sign. This sign was purchased by the client, so I did not buy this sign. She had a custom name. Custom made for the name of the baby, which her name was Camille or something like that. So I used I used fishing line, and I want to say it was 10-pound or 20-pound fishing line. And as you've seen, I made my rig points before I actually grabbed the sign, and then I just attach it. It literally takes me like less than 3 minutes to attach the sign because I make the red points at the top first, and then I bring the sign over to make my other break points, and then I just cut off any excess fishing line that I don't need anymore. And I'm taking a half of a 260, I'm tying it to the pole so it won't be just dingling around. And now I am making some of my H methods on the floor so the garland don't move. I love doing this method because I don't like when the garland or the balloons that's supposed to be sitting on the floor start to lift up. And that way, if people walk by and they happen to hit it, me knowing that I did that, I feel more secure in that the balloons is not going to just be moving around. So I'm doing the same thing on the other side, but again, you cannot see me. I'm just basically putting a long 260. It's in between a piece of tape, and then I'm putting it on the floor, and I'm just ripping some piece of tape going around the one that I already put on the floor. And my daughter was here helping me today. And now I'm just starting to add on my 5-inch balloons. My 5-inch balloons are clusters of 4 balloons, and they are sized to about 3 or between 3 and 3.5 inches. And if you're using a hand pump, I basically use exactly 1 pump of air to make them. As you seen, 2 balloons pop right there. I was so irritated. Well, not that much, but it was annoying. And I didn't have any problems, of course, with the dark blue balloons. It was because those were Qualatex. It was mainly the wild berry and that dusty rose color, because those were Kalisan balloons. And as I mentioned, in heat, they start to stick together. I did try this method where once I inflated the balloons, because I had an outdoor setup there next week and I was using some Kalisan balloons again, so I did not want to have to go through that too much, which I still ended up going through a little bit of it. But what I did was I used some cornstarch after I inflated them and just put some cornstarch in between where the balloons connected, where they sat right next to each other. That way they wouldn't stick to each other because of the cornstarch. Here I purchased these long garlands from Amazon, and I thought it would be really nice just to wrap them around the pole part. I've done so many circle frames the last month, and I'm just like, I want to, cover it up as much as possible. And because I was using some of the eucalyptus inside of the garland, which you guys will see in a little bit, I thought this would be really nice to add this around the pole. Just to give it a different touch. It was kind of giving wedding vibes, but not that much. I thought it was a nice hint. The client didn't ask for something I did, because this was a setup where I was going back to break down, so I didn't mind doing a little extra. I thought it was a nice touch. And now I'm just adding in some of the floral. Now, I did not purchase enough floral. Again, this was not requested by the client. It was just something that I threw in there because I thought it would look really nice in the garland. But I definitely could have used a little bit more of the floral. It wasn't enough, in my opinion, spread out evenly. But I did my best to try to place some where you'll see them, in right points. But yeah, this is pretty much the final look, you guys. This is how everything turned out. The client absolutely loved it. She was so happy, and I was happy she was happy. So thank you guys for watching today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.